Yo, grillers, I'm Brad, and you're watching BB Grill Shack, where we focus on barbecue tips, tricks, reviews, and recipes. Today I'm going to be unboxing and assembling a Masterbuilt Gravity Series 800 smoker with my friend Lauren. The Masterbuilt Gravity Series is a series of smokers that use gravity feed charcoal technology in their smokers. It's actually really cool, and previously this technology was kind of inaccessible to the masses. So Masterbuilt put together a gravity-fed smoker that anybody can go out and buy for $700 and have an awesome gravity-fed experience. The Gravity Series 800 also comes with a griddle, which is a pretty cool add-on. My friend Lauren bought one of these smokers, and I'm going to help her put it together. She's gracious enough to let me film it and make a video. So let's get into it. The first step in this adventure was to pick the grill up from Lauren's work, so I hopped in my mini truck and drove over to pick it up. This grill in the box weighs about 225 pounds, so make sure you have some help moving it. The unboxing process went really smoothly. There's a lot of packaging to protect all the parts, so none of them were damaged or missing. The way they utilize the space in this box is really impressive, and there's almost no empty space in here. Even the grill and hopper are filled with other parts. Once you take everything out of the top of the box, you can take the whole outside of the box off of the grill and expose the grill underneath. Inside the grill are a bunch more small parts, so make sure you take all of these out because we're going to flip the grill over to assemble it. In the beginning of the instructions is a part diagram. Make sure your box contains all of these parts before moving forward. As far as tools, I used a drill, a screwdriver, and an adjustable crescent wrench. For step 1, you're going to attach the hopper latch and latch the hopper shut for the rest of the assembly. For step number 2, you want to flip the grill over onto its top. In steps 3 through 7, we're going to attach the legs and the bottom shelf. Start by loosely attaching the 3 legs shown. You don't want to attach the 4th leg yet because we need to put the shelf in. Next, install the shelf with the notched corners facing forward. You can now add the 4th leg and tighten down all the nuts and bolts. In steps 8 through 11, we're going to attach the pre-assembled firebox assembly. First, attach the heat gasket with 2 screws. Then the firebox slides onto these screws into slotted holes and gets held down with 4 more screws. Screw in the firebox baffle behind the firebox. This goes from the inside of the legs and screws through on the front. In steps 12 and 13, we need to route the wires and connect the wires from the firebox's fan and electrical switches. These go through the baffle on the back of the firebox and connect to connectors underneath the grill. These connections are pretty easy to make, and they're coordinated by size. In step 14, we're going to add the wheels and make this thing mobile. So what we need to do is put 1 long axle through the firebox side of the grill and attach the 2 big wheels to it. On the other side of the grill, there's 2 swivel wheels that screw directly into the legs. Make sure to give them a nice test spin, and let's keep going. Steps 15 and 16 cover adding heat shields onto the firebox. It's a little bit of a fiddly process getting these heat shields attached, so just take your time. This is an area where I noticed the screws go into tapped sheet metal, so also just be careful and don't over tighten the screws. Steps 17 through 19 include attaching the shelf and the control panel. Place 2 screws, slide the shelf on, and screw in the additional 2 screws. Now you just need to connect the power connectors. In step 20, we're finally flipping this grill onto its wheels, so grab a friend and flip her over. Steps 21 through 24 include the final assembly of the firebox and the hopper. The ash can, charcoal grate, firebox door, and hopper lid handle all get added at this point. In steps 25 and 26, we're finally assembling the main grilling area, so attach the handle and the thermometer. These parts are both relatively easy to attach, and this is one of the most exciting parts about the build for me because it started to finally come together. In steps 27 through 29, we're going to add the grease trap and the fire manifold. The grease trap slides into the bottom of the grill, it's a 2-piece assembly, and the fire manifold requires a bracket to be installed, and then the fire manifold sits on top of the bracket without being attached permanently. In step 30, we just need 4 more screws to attach the folding front shelf. This shelf is actually really neat and it folds really easily, which I really enjoyed. In step 31, we're going to add the shelves and either the griddle or the grill grate. We chose to go with the griddle this time, and you actually need to change the manifold out too, depending on whether you're using the griddle or the grill grate. And finally, in step 32, we're going to route the meat probe into the grill and connect it to the controller. And just like that, we've got the grill built. Let's follow the instructions for loading, starting, and seasoning this grill. But first, I'm going to have to put in a little bit of work taking off all this marketing material. I added a 20-pound bag of charcoal and it filled the hopper right up to the brim. After that, I put a fire starter in the bottom and lit it up. After lighting the grill, I closed the hopper and fire door lids, removed the intake slides, and turned the controller on to 250. Seasoning this Masterbuilt is going to take about an hour, so let's just step back and take it in all its glory. And since the griddle's already hot, we decided we might as well make some smash burgers to test it out. And look at those burgers. They look like they are meant to be grilled on a griddle. How amazing. Don't forget to turn off your Masterbuilt and put the air intake slides back into the grill so that it shuts down. So just a couple notes on the build. It's definitely a two-person job, so find a buddy to build it with. It took us about an hour and a half, 2 hours, including filming, so it really wasn't that difficult or time-consuming to build. And make sure you start off with some tools because the box only comes with a tiny wrench that isn't used for all the parts. So you definitely need, at very bare minimum, a Phillips head screwdriver. Thanks for sticking around this week, you guys. I really enjoyed making this video. As always, I appreciate you guys. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe, notify, like the video. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys next time.